welcome back to the Welsh homestead. We have invested in a wormery. This is going to be a new feature. We're going to provide lots of updates as to how we get on with it. But the reason we've got it is because we wanted a better way of dealing with our food waste. Even though our local council around here supposedly recycles food waste, as best as I can tell, what they basically do is incinerate it, which is really no good for the environment. Whereas a wormery is a natural way of dealing with food waste, and it produces not only some really rich compost, but it's also got the ability to produce a liquid called worm juice, which is like a liquid feed for plants and vegetables, quite strong, has to be diluted. So I'll show you a few pictures of what we've got in there, but it's basically a couple of trays. It's got lots of holes in there to allow the worms to move around. The worms came to us with the wormery. They came shipped with their own environment, their own feed and compost that they were in, and we just had to create an environment for them, which is something that they want to stay in. So we're given the instructions on how to do that, which is some pulp and some newspaper and various other things that go in there. So we'll talk through more of that in a bit of detail on a future video. I'll just lift the lid on this so you can see what we've got in there at the moment, because obviously it's brand new, so there won't be a lot of worm action going on. But you can see in there we've got some shredded damp newspaper. Underneath there is the bedding that the worms came in, and the worms themselves. And I'll see if I can find a little worm or two for you to see. They might have already buried themselves down, but you can see their bedding that they're in. There are plenty in there. There's half a kilo of worms. So as they get more active, we'll show you those in future videos. I've got no idea how well this is going to work. A good friend of ours who lives nearby put us onto these as something to use for producing compost and a better way to recycle food waste. So I'm really excited to see how it works. But as always with our videos, we're not sponsored by anyone to talk about these things. It'll be an honest review of how we get on. I'm sure we'll make some mistakes along the way, but we'll keep you posted on it. And I think the next video will be in a couple of weeks when we put the first food waste in it. You have to give them a couple of weeks to settle in. They live on food that they're provided with when they come. So they have to settle into their environment and get fully at home before they start working. So it's going to be a couple of weeks before we put our own food waste in there. But it's going to be really interesting, and we've been thinking about a good way to deal with food waste for a long time, in an environmentally friendly way. And what's brilliant about this idea is that they effectively become a bit of a livestock for you. They produce compost and liquid feed, so they're going to contribute to the small holding as well. So we'll let you know how we get on. Thanks as always for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate it, and we'll keep you posted as we get on with our wormery adventure.